Last part, you guys. You're doing a great job. So what we're going to do now is we're going to solve natural logarithmic equations. They're either going, and I shouldn't say natural logarithmic equations because we are also going to do natural base equations. So in order to get rid of an e, we're going to take the ln of both sides. In order to get rid of an ln, we're going to take e to both sides. So most calculators have the EX and the LE function on them. We talked about that. And we're going to round everything to the nearest 10,000ths. Okay. So we have four examples, and this is what we're going to do. So when you go to solve these, you guys, you're going to treat it just like it's a normal equation. So you're going to either find your ln or your e, and that's what we want to isolate. So when you have an equation, it's different than logarithms, where you had to have logarithms on both sides, and then you could drop them and solve them, or you had to, then you would have to rewrite it as, okay, what's your base, if you only had one logarithm. With an e or an ln, what we want to do is we want to isolate that. So here I want to isolate e to the 4x. That's what we're going to isolate. So that's our variable I want to say. So how would I solve this equation to get e to the 4x by itself? What would be my first step?
Add 12 to each side.
Add 12 to both sides. So let's do that. Okay, so now what would I do?
Divide each side by 3.
We're going to divide each side by 3. So now, again, you guys, if it's an e or an ln, we're going to isolate the ln part and the e part. And then we're going to take the inverse. Just like we would isolate like the square root of x on one side, we're isolating that. Now to get rid of the e, we're going to take the natural logarithm, the ln of both sides. So this is what it looks like. ln e to the 4x equals ln to the 9th. So I'm taking the natural logarithm of both sides. When you do that, it's just kind of like squaring a square root, okay? E to ln of e cancels out, and you're left with 4x equals ln to the 9th. Now, besides the ln, it looks like an equation we've done before. So what would you do? Divide by 4. And this is where your calculator is going to come in handy now. So I'm going to do it first with this calculator. So on this calculator, you're going to type in 9 and then ln. So on this calculator, 9 ln divide by 4. Okay? On this calculator, you're going to type in ln, then 9, close your parentheses, and then divide by 4. So depending on what calculator you have, depends on if you put the number, you put the number first and then the logarithm. So when we go to round this, it's approximately 0.5493. That's rounding to the nearest, and I'm so sorry. So that's rounding to the nearest 10,000ths, 4 decimal places. So again, I did ln of 9 divided by 4. On this calculator, I would do 9 ln, then divide by 4. On my graphing calculator or on the other type of calculators, it would be ln 9 divided by 4. And you get the same answer. Okay? What questions do you have? Let's look at number 2. So I see that it has an E in it. So it says, again, solve each equation, round to the nearest 10 thousandths. That's the nearest 10 thousandths. So what do I want to isolate right now? E to the negative x. So what am I going to start with? I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. What is 17 minus 8? Is my E isolated yet? So now what do I need to do? We're going to divide by 4. Okay, is my E isolated? Yes, it is. There's nothing in front of it, nothing being added to it. So how do I get rid of an E now? The natural log of both sides. Can I leave it as negative x though? Okay, so what do I need to do? Divide everything by negative 1. Okay, so there's 2 ways on this calculator you can do it, okay? You can either do 9 divided by 4 equals and then hit ln, or you can do 9 fraction bar 4 ln. And just make sure you make it negative. On this one, you can do negative ln 9 divided by 4. Just make sure you use parentheses. So, are there questions about how to use this calculator? You guys want me to go over that one again? Or do you feel confident in this one? So again, I'm just going to do it one more time. On this one, you can either do 9 divided by 4 and then hit equals, because that's what a fraction is, and then ln, and that will be your answer. Or you can do 9 and hit the fraction key, 4, and then ln. You're still going to get the same answer, which is x is approximately negative 0.8109. How do you guys feel about that? What questions do you have?